Hello viewers, today we are at the sales gallery of Midtown Modern by Guoco. The actual location of the site is along Tan Kui Lan Street, which sits directly above the Bugis Interchange MRT station. But today we are at Kallang Airport Way, where the sales gallery is located. Now, Midtown Modern is part of a larger integrated Guoco Midtown family, which include access to not only residences, but also Grade A office space, a business and social networking club, as well as 3 retail villages with different offerings and concepts. This new development was launched in March this year, and the project sold 61% of its units in the first weekend. Let's find out why. Joining me today is the lovely Dora Cheng, who is the General Manager of Guoco. Hello Dora.
Hi.
So Dora, tell us, what did buyers love about the project since 61% of its units flew off the shelves in the first weekend alone?
I think there are 3 main reasons, one of which is it being directly connected to the MRT interchange at Bugis. So this direct connection actually links you to not 1 but 2 MRT lines, the downtown line and the east-west line. The other reason, of course, would be it being part of a larger integrated mixed development and it being managed by Guoco Land. And most people probably have witnessed how we have managed Guoco Tower at Tanjong Pagar, and they like it. The other reason will be the gardens that we are providing at Midtown Modern.
For me, Midtown Modern is a unique development in the CBD area because it caters to not only investors, millennials and entrepreneurs, but with its sizable 3 and 4 beders, it caters to families as well. So what's the thinking behind this?
You see, the diversity in this area is amazing. The direct connection to the MRT actually brings you to the different schools along Bukit Timah on the downtown line. There are also job centres along the east-west line. The direct connection to the MRT also brings us to Bugis Junction directly, where the mall is equipped with a supermarket and you can buy your daily necessities there. It is also connected to several Grade A office buildings, so it will be quite easy to lease your apartments if you are purchasing it for investment.
These days we often talk about the concept of modern luxury, and I'm sure this extends to luxury living as well. So how is this actualized in Midtown Modern?
So luxury in our sense for anyone who wants to enjoy living in the area would probably be somebody who is busy with their work, with their life, and want to spend less time traveling, for example, and with more time for yourselves doing things that you like to do. So being directly connected again to the MRT station here gives you that convenience and then the time saving, rather than being stuck in a traffic jam in your car or in your Grab, getting to places. I like to think that we have specifically chosen materials that are sustainable and easier to maintain as well. This actually is another form of luxury in my view because I don't enjoy doing housework. I'm not sure about you, but yeah, so the low maintenance of these materials actually is a form of luxury in my view, yeah.
Now let's talk slightly about this concept of luxury of space. Now you know that work from home is becoming increasingly important due to the current pandemic, and I know that for a project in the CBD area, the 4 beders ranges from 1,442 square feet to 1,808 square feet, which is quite sizable for a CBD area. So what's the thinking behind this? Does the pandemic have to do with the planning, and what kind of buyers do you foresee purchasing this type of units?
I wouldn't say the pandemic was the sole reason why we have planned for large 4-bedroom units in the location. It is rather really the diversity of the location plus its offerings that we think will attract people and families to want to live in the area. I think this location is very comfortable both for Singaporeans and also foreigners. In that sense, we introduce larger units so that it can cater to a wider audience. Pandemic definitely influenced our decision on the design and the layout quite a bit as we introduce spaces to be flexible enough for work from home situations.
It's hard to talk about the concept of space these days without talking about the concept of smart designs. Could you elaborate more on the concept of smart design and how the usage of furniture and space is taken into account for this project?
We are designing for the users in mind. So particularly people who are using it, doesn't matter if you are the buyer or the tenant, you will equally enjoy the space. So for instance, all the kitchens in our layouts are enclosable if you want to. If you enjoy cooking and want to let the master chef in you out, you have an opportunity to do so. We have designed facilities to accommodate different age groups. So I always say this, when I was a teenager and I was envisioning having nice big parties for my birthdays or my friends' birthdays. But everywhere we go to, spaces, especially in condominiums, the guards will come after us because we have been too loud. Okay, but it's quite nice to think that the space at the ground floor lobby can be booked for a party, for instance, and because it is away from the residential blocks, you can actually quite happily enjoy and make noise on the ground level. There is also avenues in the lobby where you can actually work from home. So yes, that's an avenue when we have to be home throughout the week. I think you want a bit of respite from the enclosure of your own homes.
The luxury of peace and serenity, especially for a development in the CBD area, I think it's rather important. So how does Midtown Modern incorporate its biophilic design into this project?
Midtown Modern is part of Guoco Midtown, the city of the future. As we envision actually the city of the future to be bringing us back to nature, it is actually quite interesting to know that we have an opportunity to encompass 30 gardens in Guoco Midtown, of which some of these are private, some are public. So within Midtown Modern itself, we have 10 different gardens. We have 3 seasons within the gardens where we bring you through the different seasons, spring, summer, autumn. With our travel restrictions now, I suppose we all would be able to imagine ourselves, in autumn, for example, in Japan, while we walk through the autumn gardens. There are also areas in the garden where we actually specifically have a hot spring pool and a jacuzzi by each other, which has a stream that meanders into the larger 50-meter lap pool. This forms again, a part of a very private enclave within the gardens for you to actually relax.
One of the key luxuries in life is also the luxury of time. What we found is the 1958 master plan, where the neighbouring road, Beach Road, was literally beside the beach. In the 1976 master plan, we see that the entire area that Suntec City currently sits in has been slated for land reclamation. And of course, today we have Suntec City, Millennial Walk, Singapore Flyer, many of Singapore's icons atop what used to be the sea. This area has transformed massively, and today there are tons of good food. What can future residents expect from this area?
So where we are at Midtown Modern, we are actually directly also connected to Guoco Midtown. We are also connected, sheltered actually to Suntec City, even to Raffles City, and all the way to the National Gallery. So imagine in the vicinity, by walking on your weekends, for example, there is so much that you can do with your loved one or your children. So there is arts, culture, heritage in the area. In terms of Kampong Glam, you have the malls, the Indian temples, Chinese Guan Yin Temple. You have the public library where you can bring your child for storytelling sessions, for example, and even the hospital that will cater to your needs as and when you need it. Because we are directly connected to actually a few shopping malls that gives you a lot of variety in terms of your shopping needs. And F&B, wow, the streets along Beach Road, Purvis Road and Tangquilan Street offers you such a variety of F&B outlets.
This project sure looks exciting. When can we expect the TOP date to be?
We are hoping to complete in 2025.
Thank you, Dora, for talking us through Midtown Modern. Shall we take a walk?
Sure.